Good evening and welcome to the Planning Committee for 26th of November at 7 o'clock. Number one, apologies for absence.
We have apologies from councillors Jackson and Rains.
No, that's all right.
That's
He's not on. He's not plans. Declarations of interest.
Well, a neighbour of mine, One Window Close is a neighbour of mine, so
You'll abstain.
declare an interest. Yes,
There's no. You've got no interest though. You've
no
no interest.
just a neighbour.
I've got an interest. Well, interest, but the gentleman down there is a friend, and I will not be. I will be abstaining from the Megan's post. Yeah.
That doesn't count as a DPI.
And I think you should be abstaining from that as well.
It doesn't count as a DPI.
No, it's not. It's not. It's just a.
It's a preference.
It's a non.
Is it a no or aye?
Well, we need to declare everyone knows Henley. Not vote any application.
Okay, it's entirely up to you, councillor. Agenda item 3, minutes. Oh, by the way, public participation. If anybody wishes to speak, we have set a period. Nobody wants to speak, and in case of a fire alarm, the exit is just over there, and we can go down the exit out onto there.
Were you going to speak?
No.
Okay. Can I just say that the committee Jodie sent round.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, Jodie sent round notes from the gentleman in public.
Yes.
And if you have any questions, then I think the gentleman would be pleased to answer them. Which is about the one on Macon's Road.
Agenda item 3, minutes of the planning committee. Councillor Plant, Councillor Thomas, all in favour? Public participation, do we have a letter to read out? Oh, sorry, apologies.
Can I speak to the last item on page 9? P24/S3529/full.
Yes.
This is Anderson House, Newtown Road. In my opinion and others, this should never have been granted permission in the first place, but SODC decided to grant planning permission for it. The problem I have here, there were very few affordable units on the application, and they give these weird excuses why they shouldn't be. But we did manage to get the commercial side of it put in there. Now, for some reason now, they're not happy with all the extra houses and flats that they've got, and they want to turn the commercial into 3 residential. Now, I won't be around on this, hopefully we'll go through to SODC, but I think the town council should refuse this. Although we need extra houses, I accept that. There's no affordable just again. It's just a private, for the private section. So I hope the council will refuse the application. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Does the lady not want to speak?
No. Have all councillors read the letter that was sent around? Do we need to read it out, or is it okay just as it is? Okay. We'll move to agenda item 5, plans new, and the first one is 44 Macon's Road.
Thank you. The proposed style building is simple design, relatively modest scale at the rear of the property. There's other outbuildings on neighbouring gardens. It would be subservient to the main dwelling and shouldn't harm the existing character of the site and surrounding area. There could be a condition that it's ancillary to the main house. Thank you.
Councillor Thomas.
Approve.
Councillor Plant. Anybody else got to speak? All in favour? Abstain? That's fine. Agenda item 2, agenda item 2, plans, P24 S3364 full, Cromwell Close.
This is the demolition of the existing building, replace it with the south build. The principle of it would be acceptable. The massing and the scale is similar to what's there already. There's no neighbours' objections so far. Some trees in the vicinity. It's located behind some existing houses along Cromwell Road and not located within conservation area. The only comment is the contaminated land questionnaires required
Councillor Plant?
I think architecturally it's a nice improvement, it's not as contaminated, ground is met, no problem with it at all.
Councillor Thomas?
Can I second that, subject to the contaminated land officer being satisfied, because that is a former sand quarry there.
I'm more than happy with that. That's pretty much what you were saying as
Yeah,
well.
sorry,
Yeah.
I'm not reading the word very well.
So we have a proposal and a seconder. Anybody else care to speak? All in favour? Okay. P24 S3412 householder 8 Clarence Road.
So this has already got permission, which has now lapsed, so it's considered to be acceptable.
Was the full planning permission? Is this the replication of it, or is this just the existing windows was in the previous
It's a
application?
replication of
The entire one?
Yeah,
Thanks. And it was already granted?
yeah.
Okay. Councillor Thomas, Plant.
I'm just renewing the existing.
Councillor Thomas. Anybody else care to speak? All in favour? Okay. P24 S3425 householder 61 Valley Road.
The rear extension is of modest scale, and it's at the rear of the property, so it's subordinate to the main property. They're also proposing a conversion of the garage, but the plans show that 3 spaces can be provided at the front of the house. The only issue that I noted was there's also a balcony proposed, which is not included within the description of the permission, and that would actually require planning permission. I've notified SODC and they're seeking amended plans, so this should come back to us with regards to the balcony.
So do we just
If you
abstain
have
from that?
objections, I would probably recommend we put it forward.
Okay.
We put them forward,
Okay, so they can.
so they
listen to
can
you.
at least, yeah.
Councillor Thomas?
Yeah, I would go for refusal until we've got a clearer picture of this, because although the neighbours haven't objected yet, I think it's very unneighbourly what they're proposing there, and I think there will be a lot of overlooking for the 2 neighbouring properties. They're quite small plots as well, so the privacy will be very much compromised.
Do we want to wait for the amended plans to come back, or
I
just refuse
think
it?
I think belt and braces. Let's do both.
Okay,
Due to the balcony.
okay. Anybody else care to second that? I was a proposal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll second.
Second it. Want to say anything on that? No?
That's what I
Okay.
said.
We have a proposal for refusal on the grounds of overlooking the balcony, and we've not got all the information. All in favour? P24 S3432 householder 7 St Mark's Road.
Yeah, so this is located within St Mark's Conservation Area. Roof lights are proposed on the front of the property, but there's several examples along St Mark's Road. The adjoining neighbour, number 9, also has a dormer which is attached to. Unfortunately, it's going to protrude further than the hipped roof from the front, but that was my only comment.
Councillor Thomas.
I found this so overwhelming, these pictures. I could not work out what was going on with these pictures.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to go for refusal, just because they need to get that hip in. That sticking out of the top of the roof there is not good. So I think they just need to be able to tuck that in, and then I think I'd be happy if they tuck that in.
Okay.
I think I know what's going on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, the Henley Society were concerned about the front paddock.
Yep.
So same as you.
No, that's the
That's
different comment.
I'm looking at I'm commenting about the back, but
Okay.
I do understand. I don't like these roof lights to the front, but unfortunately, a precedent's already been set along the road, so we can't really comment about that.
Councillor Plant.
Very precedent for very similar is up and down the same road. I don't think we have many grounds to object. Obviously, aesthetically, I completely agree with Councillor Thomas, but I don't think we have many. I personally don't think we have many grounds for objections on this one. It's not unneighbourly, it's not out of keeping with the street scene, it's not overdevelopment, it's not sort of any of the key criteria. So I completely agree with the sentiment, but for me, I've given support to the application.
Okay. So we have a proposal for refusal. Do we have a seconder for that? Do you say you second it? So all in favour of refusal? All against? I'm abstaining. That's passed.
Yeah, I mean, they'll come back. They'll come back. I mean, we're not calling it in. I wouldn't have thought we'd call it in, so.
Okay.
Just that.
Refusal
Yeah.
on the basis.
Unless it's just a really poor drawing.
Well, that's the other side of it, because the drawings were poor.
Yeah.
The drawings were poor. If they can come back and show that the drawings, that hip actually matches up and lines up,
Yeah,
Then be happy.
We'll go through this.
it will.
yeah,
It will.
yeah.
It will, but we've also got to make a point.
Yeah, of course.
P24S3447, householder for 51 Lucre.
So you've got a proposed extension to the front of the house, shouldn't impact on character. The neighbour's property already protrudes further than the building line, so it shouldn't overly adverse impact on their amenity. The only comment I had really was on the roof light arrangement at the front, which was a bit odd.
Yeah. So just to add in as well, I've had an email from a constituent suggesting that there may be slow worms in that area and that work had already started on this. They've already started piling up the materials and have torn down the fence to sort of start building. They haven't started building, but they've started to put the materials in, and she's concerned about slow worms.
It is odd, isn't it?
So which officer would be looking after slow worms in SODC? That would be the environmental.
Environmentalist, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we could put a note in there alerting the environmental officer to slow worms.
Sounds good. So whatever we do, with that, ask for an ecological officer.
I don't just like slow ones, but aren't there slow ones in everyone's residential?
No, they're really rare.
No, very, very rare.
We see nothing all over there. It's not that rare.
But they're not that far away from where they are.
Exactly.
Well, you know, we've had to move them from.
I only
Maybe
need to
they've made
read
their way
the
back.
know about this bit.
They've made their way back down to Lucre.
We haven't moved them yet.
Have we not? Oh, in that case, they're definitely still there.
They're multiplying.
And they move themselves.
Very slowly.
It's not a particularly attractive development, but there's plenty on that street that have gone for
Yeah.
a similar
Yeah.
massing size. And I believe it's a slight loss of housing stock for us of the size, but there's no reason to object to this one since that street and the
Okay.
surrounding areas are quite good.
So is that proposal for acceptance? Do I have a seconder?
Well, subject to us
Slow
alerting
worms,
the
yeah.
environmental officer.
Move quickly.
They take their time. And this time of year, they're hibernating. Do we have a seconder then?
I just did
Oh,
with
sorry,
that
apologies. Yeah, with the caveat,
addendum
yes.
that you're
Yeah.
happy with, yeah.
Yeah. We have a proposal for acceptance with the caveat that we want the ecological officer to have a look at it. All in favour? Thank you. Wendell Close, P24S3460, householder.
And this is single story and subordinate to the main house. It's not in the conservation area. They were my only comments really.
Councillor Plant,
Perfectly nice extension.
anything else? Perfect. Do the seconder for a proposal for acceptance.
I just wanted to check that the gutter didn't go over the party wall. That was my only thought on that one.
It's the gutter for the
Do
extension.
you see that
that's
top
yeah.
left-hand picture? I just,
Yeah, just a little tiny bit
I think
red.
that might be a gate
is that a
in
gate?
between.
If it's
A
within,
gate.
yeah, that's it, yeah.
So it shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. And we got a second. Councillor Hunt. All in favour? Thank you. P24S3529, full. I shall leave that down there.
So, yeah, Planning Commission was approved in 2021 to demolish the existing building and to erect 43 units with 221 square metres of commercial space. This is now a application to change the use of the commercial to residential, and this is located within the employment land, so it doesn't comply with policy EMP 3 of the local plan and E1 of the neighbourhood plan. The local plan policy seeks to retain employment uses unless the use is no longer viable or it's evidence that there's no market interest for a year. The applicant states that they've not marketed it for a year, but there's evidence that it's not viable within Henley. They rely mainly on evidence produced for the original permission and not new evidence.
Councillor Plant.
I think it's disgraceful. I mean, one of the few reasons that we agreed to this to start with was the commercial on the ground from the residential above in the area that it's currently situated in. So it's not viable. I spent a good while earlier trying to look for any details towards the marketing of residential space on this. Cannot find a single thing. Cannot find a price, a cost, floor plans, anything. I can find the company that's obviously very proud to have done this incredibly profit-returning development in Henley, but nothing to do with the rest of it. You know, first hand, Henley Village, which is the self-storage place down at the bottom there, is a thriving business hub now. And the owner of that, Darren, has nothing but high demand for tenants and units in that building in situ. To say that they cannot, have not, and find it unviable is utterly appalling.
Rubbish.
Yep. Councillor Hunt.
That's subjection.
I propose rejection again, on not all those bases.
So you're seconding it, he's proposed it,
Yeah.
you're seconding it?
I'd also suggest that if we are to call this one in.
Yep. Okay. We have a proposal for refusal and it's been seconded. Do anybody else care to speak?
Well, just to support the councillors who've already spoken. You know, I did go on to, I suppose, what's known as the market leader for commercial property. And they said that there was an abundance of commercial property available in Henley. There isn't. So they need to start marketing it, and the clock is ticking from now because they admit that they haven't actually marketed it yet.
All in favour of refusal on those grounds? Thank you. P24S3547, householder for 49 St Mark's.
The heritage officer has objected to this. They do not consider the glazing bar details to match the existing, and they feel like it would erode the historic character of the asset and the street scene. Insufficient details being provided.
Is this a very straightforward refusal?
Propose refusal on those grounds.
Okay. Councillor Plant, did your hand up?
It's nice to see the heritage officer has definitely changed. I mean, we're getting lengthy comments and discussion of attention to detail. So that's good.
Yeah, I have noted that.
Fully support this and the application that will follow.
Okay, proposal for refusal and seconded. All in favour? Okay, 11 Hop Gardens, P24S3600, listed building.
Again, the heritage officers objected to this due to insufficient level of detail provided by the applicant and concerns about the impact.
Same again. Okay, all in favour of refusal on the same grounds?
Who
Councillor
proposed
Plant.
and who seconded?
I'll second it.
Okay.
P24S3609, householder 55 Harpston Road.
I didn't have a comment on this.
Councillor Plant.
Identical extension to what the neighbour already has. So.
Anybody care to comment?
Need to second it.
I do need to second it.
Second. Okay. Nobody cares to comment. All in favour of approval? Agenda item 6, objections, call-in applications. Do we want to call in
I propose we call in the
Anderson House?
Anderson House.
Okay. Okay, all in favour? Call it in. Decision notices, I'll go through them. Harpston Road, 11 Harpston Road, 28 Thames side, 48 St Mark's, 4 to 6 Church Street.
Could I just stop on this one point here? This really is just unbelievable.
Which one?
This is the one where
It was a hedge.
the householder
one, yeah.
keeps attacking that poor hedge, and it completely changes that beautiful church street. And the officer's happy for them to put a brick wall up, a 6-foot brick wall.
Yes.
I'm just wondering if we can go back and, I mean, I know that it's too late to, you know, but the officers there, if Henley Town Council have objected 3 times and the Henley Society has objected 3 times, and we give them the reasons, why can they not come back to us and say, we're thinking of approving it for these reasons, you know, and at least consult with us. Councillors spend a lot of time and care on every single application in this town to try and preserve the rich heritage and conservation areas that we've got here. And SODC just toss it aside. I'm really fed up with it, actually. Well, you know, it makes me want to just not do this job, actually, quite frankly. You know, I think democracy, it's serious to say that democracy really is at stake here because, you know, I just feel like I've had enough.
And this isn't even about housing. This is about a hedge and replacing a hedge, which was going to be an originally very high fence, wooden fence, and then they've changed it to be a brick wall because they don't want to have a fence. And
I even think they should have got listed, you know, like a proper conservation. They should have got a conservation officer onto
there's
this
a loss
one.
of loss of biodiversity for a start.
I mean, that's the key one.
Yeah.
Considering the mentioned biodiversity emergency that we're ever finding.
Can we make a complaint
Yes, I
to
believe so.
the head of
Planning.
planning? I mean, Adrian Duffield's been there forever and a day. I doubt he'll come back and support us, but I think it's worth
Raising
CCing the
concerns.
officer in and really kicking up a stink because I really am fed up of spending my Sunday nights going through all of these applications only for SODC to just trample all over them. All the hard work that the councillors do. It's disrespectful.
And the officers.
We look through it and
Well,
we've
yeah,
had-
of course,
we've
our
had a
officer does, but
number-
at least they get paid for it.
we've
We
had a
don't get
number-
paid.
We've had a number of applications, many of them involving housing, not very many of them involving just something like this, but that involve housing will be put forward the Henley position. And they come back time and again, and it's just like, no. We're not
We
listening
don't
to it.
even refuse that much. We are really tight as a really, you know, really good planning committee, and we have been for years. We know our stuff and we know Henley. And I think it's so, they just disregard every, you know, what we're saying here on this one. I just think it's just outrageous without by your leave, not even, they used to put a nice email together explaining their decision to us.
They have on a number of occasions for different applications.
They have.
But we don't, the
Yeah.
councillors don't see them.
I think we send them
We-
on if we've.
yeah.
If we've
Well,
had
I
them,
haven't
but
seen
I
one
don't think
for-
we've had one on this
For
one.
years.
No.
I haven't seen one for years.
Okay.
But really, I really feel like, you know, why bother standing as a councillor if we can't, we're serving this town here and we just get trampled on by SODC. It's just not right.
Well said, Michelle.
Rant
Okay.
over.
Well said.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Thomas. So it's agreed, I think. P24 S250, oh, sorry, we're not actually in plans new. We're going back over plans approved by SODC. Harcourt Close, the variation of condition was moved. Did we see that one? I think that was ages ago.
It was 3 meetings ago, maybe?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did see that, yeah.
Yeah, it definitely
Okay,
came
that's
past
fine.
us.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, plans received. Okay, decision notices on final agenda item 8, progress report for applications called in. So we've got the Mount,
Yeah, we haven't, no
Nothing?
update.
no update. Okay, thank you very much. Meeting adjourned, finished, adjourned, cancelled. Thank you.
Well said, Michelle.
I just